Hi guys, so I'm in my kids' toy room today to shoot a video about all of the Samba colors I have so that you guys can know what they look like compared to each other and compared to some different Florentine colors. And this is the room where I have the most awesome windows. So I wanted you to be able to see these colors in natural lighting because I feel like that really does the colors justice the best. So what I'm going to do first is go through them all and tell you what the different colors are called. And then we'll compare some of them, and we'll compare some of them also to Florentine bags that I have. So let me start on this end with, we'll go through all the small Sambas first. So this is the small size, and this is the mini size. And you can tell the difference not only by how big they are, of course, but also by the satchel handles will only be on the small. Mini does not have satchel handles, even though they call it a mini satchel. Go figure. So this one is red, fuchsia, orange, sunflower, lime, emerald, ivy, sky, Bordeaux. Let's go back around and we will name the minis. Bubblegum, tangerine, apple, emerald again, cobalt, turquoise, and Bordeaux. So those are all the colors. So let's compare some of them here. So let's compare bubblegum and fuchsia and see how similar they are. So you can see the fuchsia is definitely darker than the bubblegum. And it really reminds me, the bubblegum, of baby pink in the Florentine color palette, which I don't have. And fuchsia, well, it reminds me of fuchsia in the Florentine color palette, but it also kind of reminds me of violet. So I brought out my violet bag to see how similar it is. So here is violet Florentine. And you can see, in my head, I thought it would be much more similar, but it definitely is way more purple and bright, the fuchsia, than the violet, sorry, than the fuchsia Samba. So, oh good, the sun's coming out. We'll get some better looks at these colors if there's more sun. So that's that comparison. Once again, bubblegum, fuchsia, violet Florentine. Okay, so let's put this one away. Now, let's take a look at orange and tangerine. So you can see here the orange is much lighter than the tangerine. Now, I know some people that have orange and their version of orange is much darker, almost as if Dooney put a orange tag on a tangerine bag. And I've seen this twice now. So it makes me wonder if even Dooney was having trouble figuring out which one's orange and which one's tangerine. I think I prefer the tangerine. It's a little more bright and vibrant. But I wanted to compare these two to Florentine color salmon. So let me get my salmon out here. So here's tangerine, and here's orange, and here is salmon. So you can see the salmon Florentine color has a lot more pink in it, and it's maybe a little less bright than the tangerine. It's actually kind of somewhere in between these two. But like I said, this orange color is kind of a funny one in the Samba world where everybody seems to have a different version of it. So I think it was another one like Bordeaux where they were playing with the dye a lot. But you know, out of all of these three, I think I still prefer the salmon Florentine to either of these colors. This is a really stunning color, and I almost didn't have it in my collection because I didn't think I liked orange, but I love this bag. So let me put these away, and I don't have anything to compare Sunflower to. She stands on her own, but guess what? I do have a lot of green. I have a lot of green. So let's take a look at all these greens. So these two are both emerald. And these two are different, believe it or not, because they look pretty similar. So this is apple, once again, and this is lime. So to me, apple is kind of more pastel in nature. Almost looks like an Easter egg to me. And this has a little bit more brightness to it. So for me, I definitely prefer the lime. Now if you take a look at my emeralds, they look pretty similar, but they're actually a little bit different. I don't know if it's the pebbling. The pebbling is tighter on this one than it is on the small. But to me, the mini looks a little brighter, and this has a little bit more of a subdued tone to it. But both of these, especially the mini because it's a little brighter, kind of look like Kelly Green to me. So let me pull out my Kelly Green Florentine bag. You can see in my head again, it looks the same, but when we actually put it next to each other, they really aren't that similar. Kelly Green is just so much brighter. It almost reminds me of Kermit the Frog. Like if Kermit the Frog wore a purse, he would be Kelly Green. And I love this color. It's probably my favorite color of all time, just because it's so happy. Let's put it next to lime, just out of curiosity. No, not really similar there either. I think Kelly Green is kind of his own animal. Just can't replicate a color like this. It's too awesome. But these Samba colored greens are awesome in their own way. Just not like Kelly. And then there's Ivy. And Ivy to me is a little too dark. I know some people like dark bags. I just don't, clearly, as you can tell. But it is really neutral. So it'd be a great neutral in anyone's wardrobe. I feel like it would go with anything, but it's a little more interesting than brown or black. So then we come to, let's see, Sky versus Cobalt. Really not much of a comparison there. They're totally different colors. But to me, Cobalt looks like ocean in the Florentine color family. And I don't have an ocean bag anymore, which is a bummer because I'd love to see how the two stack up. But what I do have to compare my turquoise mini to is aqua. So let's take a look at that. And those two are almost dead on. Aqua Florentine, turquoise Samba leather. And I mean, it's almost identical. The turquoise is a little more saturated and bright than the aqua. Wow, I was not expecting them to be that similar. That's amazing. So now I have an aqua I can carry anytime, which is really exciting because I love that color. So last, but certainly not least, really I think the best color, even though it's still not my favorite because I love my sunflower, is Bordeaux. This color is just, it's crazy good. It goes with everything. It's so interesting how dark it is and purple it is. And I think I said in one of my other videos that I've seen a much different version of Bordeaux. So if you don't like this dark purple thing, there is another version of this Bordeaux Samba that is more red. It's like a dark red. It doesn't have any purple in it. It's almost like raspberry color in the Florentine world. And this really looks like crimson to me in the Florentine world, especially because they have this brown zipper, and the crimson Florentine bags have brown zippers. They look really similar. So I do not have a crimson bag, but if you are looking for this color and you can't find a Samba, go look for a crimson Florentine bag. It's pretty similar. Also plum, I mean, this isn't really plum. Plum's a lot more purple, but it's just stunning. And these are just, oh, this mini is just perfection. Look at it. The leather on it is just beautiful. So that's all of my Sambas right now. I know, it's a lot. It is a lot. But wow, aren't they so beautiful? And don't they make you happy? Now, it's possible I might need to find a neutral bag. Maybe like a desert or gray. I would die for a taupe. The taupe is such a pretty color. So I'm still on the hunt for one more, and I would really like a neutral one, but I want an interesting neutral. So I'm going to have to think about that. But thank you guys again for watching. Really appreciate you watching my channel. And please let me know if you have any questions about any of these colors or any suggestions for what Florentine colors they might look like that I didn't think of. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.